I'm about to go out to dinner, and you know what that means. We're cooking up some wild-caught salmon, baby! Why salmon? We've talked about how you want to cook some good food before you go out to eat because, guys, you get most of your nutrition from good whole food from nature. You don't have to worry about soybean oil or canola oil or grapeseed oil or rapeseed oil or cottonseed oil or any of that kind of crap. Sunflower and safflower oil going in to your food when you make it at home. We use some avocado oil and we're going to drink the extra virgin olive oil. I would not waste that cooking, right? So why wild-caught salmon, and why is it important for me to have it, especially more so during this time of year, here in the winter, February 2025? Well, you know, aside from having B vitamins, pretty much all of them, especially high amounts of B12, it has over like 200% of your daily value, I believe. There's half of a fillet of salmon, which is just remarkable. Vitamin B6, these are important for energy production, brain function, you know, DNA repair, things of that nature, and of course, a lot more. But also, many other things, such as omega-3s, which everybody knows. And why wild-caught over farm-raised? Well, it has more of the omega-3s and less of the omega-6s. The omega-6s are pro-inflammatory and associated with chronic disease. They actually dye those fish, or they'll feed them something that'll give them that color, that orange color, the farm-raised salmon, because they'd come out gray otherwise. And what do you think that tells us about the nutritional profile? You can see our video on the color can tell you a lot, right, when it comes to good whole food from nature. But the reason I'm going to have it, aside from the fact that in these 8 pieces of salmon here, there is 100, cooking on low, 192 grams of protein, and I get the majority of my protein, majority of my nutrition before I go out. This way I don't have to eat everything on the menu, and it would be less healthy anyway, and I would spend $400 billion, right? It has vitamin D, and that's why it's so important for me personally to make sure that I have wild-caught salmon at least a few times a week this time of year, because guess what? I'm just not getting as much sunlight. Am I getting sunlight first thing in the morning? Of course, regulate my circadian rhythm, help to support my sleep-wake cycle. Later in the day, I'm going to get tired when the sun goes down. That's a great thing. I start every day, I ground for a few minutes, and I look at the sun, right? But that vitamin D is most heralded for bone health and immunity. It's also involved in hormone production, the health of your hair, your skin, your nails, your mood, a whole lot, right? And maybe there's some role that vitamin D plays there in seasonal depression, right? Seasonal affective disorder would make total sense, right? If you look it up online, you will find that, yeah, that probably is the case. And most Americans are deficient in vitamin D, right? It was a whopping 94% or so the last time I looked. I think it might be like 70 or 80 or something like that. A lot of people are deficient. You're not getting outside. This is the natural richest food source of vitamin D. I believe it is top the table, and if it's not, it's way, way up there. It's got plenty of that good stuff, and that's why I'm having it before I go out, and that's why I got the wild caught. But the wild caught is so expensive, Shane. I can't afford to eat wild caught salmon every day. What are you, nuts? Well, neither can I. And that's why I go to Aldi, where I get it frozen, and it's like $3.90 a pound. It's absolutely amazing. This whole bag is going to cost me, you know, about $8, you know, less 20 cents, $7.80 or so, right, for that 2-pound bag. So that is pretty damn good, and that's what we got for you guys. Before you go out, you know, cook some good whole food from nature. And aside from having something like this that's just rich in protein, try to get some other micronutrients. You know, maybe have a pack of blueberries. And you don't have to eat all 8 pieces of salmon. Maybe you don't weigh the same as me. You're not trying to, you know, get that 230 at an absolute minimum grams of protein in a day. Or maybe you don't intermittent fast. You don't need to eat all this at once, right? But get a good head start on your meal. And then you go out and you're not going to crave all that fried, sugary dessert, all that crap, right? Maybe you'll get something decent. Maybe you get a salad with some chicken on it. Maybe you just get a steak, right? Maybe you get things that can't mess up. Maybe you'll even get a little more seafood. But, you know, maybe you're less likely to steer astray, right? So we're definitely also going to take a shot of extra virgin olive oil, baby, because I take a shot every single day of this stuff. And I live by extra virgin olive oil. Bask in it. I mean, rub it all over yourself. Now, actually, rubbing it in your hair could help to diminish the harmful effects of hair loss that can come with intermittent fasting. They kind of found that out as of this year. So I actually do rub it on my hair every now and then. But, because I don't want to go bald anytime soon, it was really the speed of hair regrowth that was important. It's not to say you'll go bald with fasting, but, you know, I want my hair to keep growing. But aside from the hair, It's great for your heart, it's great for your brain, it's great for your entire body, gets you into ketosis, a lot of healthy monounsaturated fats. They're like the top type of fat you can have. And omega-3s, of course, are fantastic too. And we're going real keto here. If you haven't noticed, that's the other thing, right? So maybe to get some fiber, I could have some blueberries. You know, I could have some chia seeds. I could have things of that nature. But even if I don't have it before I go, I can have it after. Or maybe I'll get a salad when I go out. And I'll get a bunch of good meat on it, of course. And that'll be a lot of fiber, right? But I'm focusing here, a lot of keto, a lot of nutrition-dense foods. So go to dinner with confidence that you're going to be healthy afterwards and you can still really enjoy it. Who do we got out here? Let's say what's up to the homies. We're going to rock and roll. Joshy Joe. Thank you, sir. Abdulio. Mild Maze. Sabrina it is. Ezekiel. OG up in here. How you doing? Avraman Shalamov. Yeah, foods are actually relatively scarce in vitamin D for the most part. But you're looking at animal foods, right? Plant-based foods have vitamin D2, right? And vitamin D3 you find in animal foods like salmon. Also, things like egg yolk will have a lot. If there are mushrooms that are fortified with vitamin D via the sunlight, along with other fortified foods, or they just add the vitamin D, they'll have some vitamin D. But interestingly, like, you know, there was a study where they took shiitake mushrooms, and the mushrooms themselves don't really have any vitamin D unless you kind of prepare them in this way. They put them with the gills facing up. They cut them. They put the gills facing up, right? So the underside of the mushroom was like this. From 10 a.m. to 4 p.m., you know, peak sunlight as much as they could for the day. And they went from, I believe it was 100 IU to 50,000 IU in doing that for 2 days of vitamin D. So, you know, it's foods that are fortified. Salmon, egg yolk, and, you know, there's a few others, but those are some of like the heavy hitters, you know, that you could go for. Who else do we got? Malcolm, what's up, dude? How you doing? Clive, what's up, my friend? Sibia, what's up, baby girl? Meg, how are you, my dear? Hope you're having a great day. Ash, what's up, baby girl? Dave Beast from the East. What's up, killer? That's for you. It was bicep day for you, too, at least in part. Arm day, right? PD Rumla, another OG. Appreciate the love. What's up, Master Paulie? Tim, appreciate you guys. Danny, what's going on, brother? Danny Adello, absolute beast out here. Good to see you before, man. Max, that's you. Juan, one of the 3 fit. How you doing? Thank you. And Sabrina, we said what's up. As for now. So we got for you, folks. We'll see you tomorrow, baby. Not sure where, not sure when, but we'll see you then. Have a fantastic rest of your night. Thank you very much. Happy Saturday. Happy Wellness. See ya.